everyone. Quick heads up before we kick off today's episode. Since we're still pretty fresh to the podcast world, you might notice a few mic glitches here and there and a couple of video inconsistencies. But hey, we're learning as we go, and we really appreciate you sticking with us through the growing pains. Things will definitely improve, we promise. Enough about the tech. Let's jump into the episode. We hope you enjoy.
Welcome back to Sorry We're Booked. I'm Lainey.
I'm Jessica. And today we're going to talk about a couple of book-to-movie adaptations that are coming up in the new year. A couple of long-awaited movies are finally on the horizon. So we just want to talk about the cast, our dream cast, and who we would love to see in that role.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of these books that are being made into movies, some of them came out a couple years ago, and then some of them have been out for a while.
A while.
Big names out there, and we're excited to talk about it.
Yeah, especially after the success of It Ends With Us.
Yeah.
Last year in general was a really good book to movie adaptation. I think it's kickstarting just a whole other
revolution.
Wave. Yeah. And I know Reese Witherspoon is big behind a lot of the productions. She does a lot of TV movies.
Where the Crawfords.
Yes, where the Crawdads sing. There's
I know there's so
many. I mean, any book that she gets behind, is going to be a movie or a film for TV. So anyways, we have a lot of some of our favorite authors coming up as well. One of the big ones for us is Emily Henry.
Yep.
She did People We Meet on Vacation.
Yep.
We read that a while ago.
I read that 5 years ago, I think. Yeah. I want to say I was in college.
Really?
That's how long it was.
It was a while.
I could totally just be BSing right now, but I want to say I read that a very long time ago.
It feels like a while. Yeah. I don't know when exactly it was released, but so far, do they have any people? Oh yeah, they do have. They have Tom Blyth, which
he's the Hunger Games guy, right?
Yeah. From what did we find out? Songs and
the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
There you go. Yep. Yes. He's the main guy.
He's Snow. Yeah.
Snow. Yes. Yeah. So he has tacked on to star in that, and then the other one is Emily Bader.
Yep. What has she been in?
Ooh,
I don't know her.
I don't know her very well.
Yeah.
I don't know her very well.
Yeah.
I will. So she'll be playing Poppy. Did you have a dream cast for this one?
I'll be honest. I don't remember the storyline too well since it's been forever. But I remember it being a really, if I remember correctly, a really upbeat girl, and then kind of a mellower guy. So in my head, whenever I think of a guy like that, I always visualize a Dylan O'Brien or a Logan Lerman.
Yes.
Kind of brunette, kind of dorky cute. And then for the girl, I know you don't like her, Florence Pugh. Isn't she so big right now?
She's big. Yeah. It's not I don't like her. It's just, she's really good at the roles that she's in. I just don't know if the movies themselves, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's I think she could be good in it. I could see it.
Yep.
I mean, kind of similar. When I think of Poppy, I think of the same, kind of eccentric, funny. And I think of Haley Lou Richardson. I love her.
I love her.
And they kind of seem a little similar, but just a little bit
more
different.
Down to earth.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. And just kind of, I don't know. That's who I envision. But I could see the same fan casting. Dylan, I could see that as well. So yeah, that's who I'm kind of going for. I just love Haley Lou Richardson. Yeah. I think she's great.
She's so cute.
That's a good one. What other books are coming down the pipeline?
Oh, the big one.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah.
I think everybody's going to be on the edge of their seat, which is interesting too, coming off the wave of It Ends With Us, doing another Coho movie. Yeah. But, and if you haven't read the books, people are going to be so surprised that she can do romance and then she can do thriller like that.
Well, this was, I'm pretty sure, and I could be mistaken, I'm pretty sure with this one, I want to say she had to find a different editor or a different publisher because it was so off the cuff for her. They're like, this is so different than your typical books. And she's like, no, this is passionate. Yeah. It was messed up. I'm not going to lie. It was good. Yeah. And so I think the only people they have so far, they have for sure Anne Hathaway.
Yep.
I know they have Anne Hathaway and I think a director at this point in time.
I could see Anne doing it well.
Yeah.
In my head, I think I visualized Rosamund Pike, is that her name?
Yep.
The Gone Girl lady?
Perfect.
I think she just plays crazy ex-wife / murderer / you don't know what she's doing, just mysterious. I think she plays that so well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just me like looking at Gone Girl and being like, okay, copy paste,
True.
you
But she did
know?
that so
She did
well.
so
Like,
well.
I mean, Gone Girl was truly
I
fantastic. It was
know.
already a good book, but I
Yeah.
think she elevated that experience, I mean,
So
tenfold.
much.
Yeah. And so I think Anne is going to be fantastic for it. She does, I mean, because she is such a
Yeah.
versatile
Yeah.
actress. Like,
She seriously
truly,
is.
she can do it all.
Yep.
So I have no doubt that she will do the crazy really
Yeah.
well. But Rosamund Pike,
Yeah.
just that's who I immediately think of
Yeah.
when I first think of who's going to play
When we
Verity.
read the book, that's what I visualized.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what keeps me up at night
Yeah.
is her. And then I had I think this is a pretty popular fan pick, but for Jeremy, I have Theo James.
Nice.
I love him. Because I didn't see anything after the Divergent series for a
Yep.
while. But then he's on that new Netflix series, The Gentleman.
Yes.
And
That was so good.
I know. And I'm like, well, there's Theo.
Gotta see it.
Hello.
Yep, hello.
So I could see him
Yeah.
in that like doting husband but
Yeah.
also kind of a little bit,
Little
I don't know,
cray.
a little cray cray.
Yeah.
So
I
yeah,
could totally see
I
that.
could see him.
Yeah, I agree with that. That would be my fan cast for sure.
Yeah.
For Lowen, I know people were saying the actress from now I'm blanking on the name, but You.
Oh yes.
Love
Oh yes.
from You.
Yes.
I'm blanking on her name. I visualize more of like a Dakota Johnson
Yes.
in a way.
Yeah.
More meek and maybe more, mild mannered or something
Mm-hmm.
like that. But in my head when I was reading the book, that's what I was like visualizing the whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think for me, Lowen, I see Lily James. I know she's in everything.
I love her.
I love her, but I could totally see her in that role. She's just so sweet.
Yeah.
But I would love to see that role kind of be like in the end, how it gets a little bit more ramped up and a little bit
Yeah.
more crazy. I would love to
Yeah.
see that come out of her a
Yeah.
little bit, because she is so, in a lot of her roles, so demure,
Yeah.
very, very
Yeah.
elegant. And so I would like to see her in
That
that.
ending of that book is just insane
Ooh.
in general.
I can't wait. I'm
know.
excited to see who else is announced on the project. I know only Anne Hathaway so far, but I'm really pumped.
It's going to be, I feel like it's going to be a blockbuster for sure.
Oh, for
like
sure.
It's going to be like It Ends With Us. People are going to be, going to the premieres and everything like that. So
Well, and Anne's at the top of her game. She
Yeah.
just came out with that movie. Oh my
The
gosh.
Idea of You.
The which one?
The Idea of You.
The Idea of
Yeah.
You, which was really good.
So
I really
good.
liked it.
Found out
And
that was a Harry Styles fan fiction.
that's what I've heard.
Yeah.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah,
That's what I've
take
heard.
with a grain of salt,
It
but-
seems, but when you're watching it, I'm like, I
That
could
makes
see
sense.
it. Yep.
Yep.
He was a part of a boy band, young. I could see that.
Yeah.
But man, she is just, I mean, her career is just
know.
nonstop upward trajectory. So
Yeah.
what she can do
Yeah.
with Colleen Hoover, and then what Colleen Hoover is already
Yep.
doing, I think it's gonna be
so
it's
good.
gonna be a hit. The other one is The Housemaid, by
Frida McFadden.
Frida McFadden.
Yep.
Frida McFadden.
Love to hate her.
Yeah,
Love
you,
her,
you do.
hate her,
You've read
all
a
the
lot
things.
more of her.
I've read most of her books.
Yeah.
Listened to them in the car.
Yeah.
They're all on Libby.
See, this is the only one I think I've read of hers. And it was.
It was
good.
my favorite.
Oh yeah,
by
yeah,
far.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. I have they released? They have released who?
Yes,
who's
this
playing?
one is so for Millie, it's Sydney Sweeney,
Yep.
and Nina is Amanda Seyfried. I think I'm saying that.
Yeah.
Seyfried.
Which that makes sense because they're kind of supposed to look vaguely similar, if I remember
Yes,
the plot
yes.
line correct.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty happy with that one. I mean, I know like Sydney Sweeney is another one
Yeah.
that's in everything right now.
Yep. She's
And
big.
I think I was thinking a little bit. I had a little bit of a different vision. Who'd you say you had?
I had Daisy Edgar Jones.
Yes. Okay. I agree with that.
Yeah,
one.
someone
Yeah.
who is just a lot more meeker and maybe more just in my head, like not mousy in a bad way, but just mousy, like, to me, Sydney Sweeney is like bombshell. She's, heartthrob. So maybe she'll play it well. Who knows? Maybe I should, watch what I say. But I just pictured, someone a little bit more shy. So.
What about Amanda Seyfried?
I don't
though?
know.
Oh, I
She
think
could play
do good.
crazy.
She could do really
Yeah.
good. I think she is really good for Nina.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see, because if I remember correctly, like Nina was very very big on what was it? What do they call it when you're like gaslighting someone? Like
Oh.
I believe where she was like, oh, you gave my daughter this, and how could
Yes.
you? And
Yes.
I'm curious to see that come out of her.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be really interesting
The
role for her.
psychological,
Yeah.
like, manipulation that
Yeah.
happens.
Once you know the ending, you're like, "Oh, I get it."
Right.
But in the middle of it, there's this dominance that
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see out of her,
Yeah.
in general.
She's an alpha female for sure.
Yeah, yeah. Now, I didn't follow up on the this is accurate, but I did read that Brandon Sklenar. I'm so sorry. I'm terrible with names. Atlas from It Ends With Us. He has been
Chosen
announced
as the
for,
guy?
yeah, as
Wow.
for Andrew. And I could totally see
I
that.
could totally
Now
see that.
him, I'm really big on chemistry though.
Yeah.
Like with This Is Us, I was really, that's a whole other
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah.
But will all three of them have that same kind of
Right.
chemistry? I don't know.
Because it's a bit of a love triangle
Yeah,
almost, you know?
yeah. Um,
He seems a little he was really one-dimensional for me in It Ends With
yeah,
Us. And
yeah.
so I get what you're saying where you're like, is he going to be able to have that push-pull
Yeah,
with
love dominating.
both of the women
Mm-hmm.
and you just, especially with the ending, like, I don't know if I can see that yet,
Yeah,
but who knows,
yeah.
you know?
I know. Yeah, that's kind of, I guess, our dream cast. Now, kind of going back on, I know this is kind of way after the fact, but since we're already on this vein, how'd you feel about the It Ends With Us casting?
You know, I'll say this. I wasn't already a huge fan of the book. And so going into the movie, I didn't have super high expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the whole controversy with,
Oh,
Blake Lively's PR before the movie even got released with her
yeah.
hair care line and, her talking about what she was, wearing. And I mean, the whole book and movie is centered around a very heavy topic.
Mm-hmm.
And so I wish that, of course it's in the past and so you can't change it, but I wish they would have handled that a lot more tactfully.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, I thought Blake did an okay job in the
Mm-hmm.
movie itself.
Mm-hmm.
I had pictured someone way younger.
Yeah.
And that's not to say that she isn't beautiful and wonderful and gorgeous, but I just pictured someone younger.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy,
Justin Baldoni.
yes, I thought he did a fantastic
Amazing.
job.
Amazing.
He was the one that I could not. It sounds weird to say, but I couldn't take my eyes off of him on
Yeah.
screen because he was just playing the character so well, in my opinion.
I agree, which is funny because he was the one I was the same with Blake Lively. I'm like, man, will she do a good job? Yes. Did I envision her? Absolutely not.
Yep.
I visioned a lot younger, and again, not because by no means is she old, but I just pictured someone almost fresh out of
Yep.
college. Still naive in a lot of ways, and I don't get that naivety from
Yep.
her. But Justin Baldoni, I was like, I do not see him at all. Like, no way. Did not see it. And then I left the theater like, he could not be more perfect,
Yeah.
and I will be heartbroken if he does not sign on for the second movie.
I had chills the whole movie
Yeah.
just watching him because I thought he did such a wonderful job
Mm-hmm.
of painting how you can love someone so much even though they hurt you.
Oh.
And like you see the pain and the frustration that he hates himself as well. Like
Oh.
he doesn't want to be like that.
No.
And yeah, he was just phenomenal.
phenomenal.
He saved the movie in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have liked it near as much had he not been Ryle.
Yeah. And that's what worries me is like, I really hope he comes on for the second movie, because when I say I was in literal tears when she's like, what would you say to your daughter? I'm just like, oh my
Yep.
gosh, because it's so easy on the outside to be like, why would you stay with that? Why would you do
Right.
that? And then you're in it. And this is just a glimpse, a
Right.
movie, a glimpse of that life. And you're just like, man,
It's so
you
complicated.
feel, yeah. And he did. I can't imagine how difficult it is to step in a role where you're going to be universally kind of hated
Yep.
for what you do. But he did it so well. And to hear the passion he had behind it when he directed it, and when he took on, wanting to really make this adaptation come to life, gosh, he did good. And so I am excited because Atlas, I know, will come out a lot more in book 2. And I'm excited to see him step up into that. I just hope Justin is in full.
Still there.
Yeah. And if that is the case, then, I'm already blanking on who's playing Atlas, but he's going to have a good year if
Yeah.
he's doing that and the
No
housemaid.
kidding.
Like, oh, forget it.
Yeah.
And so that was the only one I can really think of, the big one from 2024. There weren't any other really big. I know there's a lot of rumors coming out about a TV series, ACOTAR being a big one.
Right.
Don't know where that's going.
That makes me nervous.
I know.
I'm like, do you even touch it? And I've seen people speculate like, well, it should be an animated series instead of
Oh, interesting.
it like real life,
Yeah.
which to be honest, I don't have a problem with, especially if they were very true to book.
Yeah.
But that one makes me nervous because I'm like,
Makes me
man,
nervous too.
and you see all these, God love them, like you see all these guys pretending to be the Bat Boys on
Yeah.
TikTok, and it's just like they are just you can't touch that,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like it's just really hard to get those characters right. I
Yeah.
feel like you can have a brunette guy who looks evil and it won't be Resand,
Right.
you know.
I think that's what's going to be so hard. And I think if you were to do it, because I saw, maybe it was Hulu that had who's going to try. For me, if you want to do it well, you almost need to have like HBO level production,
Yep.
Throne of Glass,
Yep.
not Throne of Glass,
Game of Thrones. I got
Game
you.
of Thrones.
I got you.
Game of Thrones level production, to do
1000%.
that, because otherwise I think it would be ruined.
It's
very
just gonna
quickly.
fall flat.
Yeah,
flat.
I need
Yep.
like these should
Rings
be
of
films.
Power. Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, seasons long, hour-long productions, because it is a whole other world. And then if you do that well, it does open you up for Fourth Wing adaptation,
Right.
for Throne of Glass adaptation. But if you're just to do it on a small, like, I don't
Budget,
mean small,
yeah.
but like, I haven't seen it done well with Amazon Prime, with Hulu, with, it could be. But if you really want that to be your foray into it, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. So,
I think we're on the same page on that
yeah,
one.
there's so many fan castings for that though. But I picture, and I'm completely forgetting his name right now. He was Superman.
Oh, Henry Cavill.
Thank you. Okay, can I picture
My
him for
one
every
true
role
love.
though? Because I'm
It's
like,
just a different font of him every single time.
that's what I want. I'm like, ooh, who would be my fan cast? Well, him.
Yep.
Every
Every
time.
single time.
Who do I want for Zayden in Fourth Wing? Well, him. If I
Henry
could, like,
Cavill.
could I just have him for any fantasy?
That's it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
he is, he's perfect for
Yep,
it.
He
And so-
literally is. Yeah.
Yeah,
him.
he was great in The Witcher. Did you ever see him
Oh,
in that?
gosh, yes.
He's the only person when I read in a book that a man growled. I'm like,
That's it.
That's it. And I see
know.
that on TikTok
Yeah.
all the time. I'm like, there it is. Otherwise,
His
I just
eyes
think of,
darkened.
"Arr."
Yeah.
I'm like, no. His eyes darkened. I'm like, there it is.
He gets it.
Yeah. So every time I'm reading a book, I just have him like, boop,
There you
pop
go.
up video in the back of like,
Yeah.
so that's the only one who I'd want for the
Yeah.
adoption.
I can't imagine anybody else, to be honest. I
Yeah.
know there was what's Aquaman's name?
Oh,
I know.
no, Jason
Jason Momoa.
Really?
People talked about doing him as Cassian.
Oh, I could see
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I could see that.
You know, because he's
Because he already
gruff
is.
And, yeah,
he already
exactly.
is Cassian. You just throw some wings on him and he's Cassian.
Yep.
I could see that actually.
Yeah.
Him and Henry Cavill. Just, I don't know about Azrael and any. Oh, there was quite a few for Tamlin that had came out for a while there that I can't think of him now, but he would be an interesting.
I saw Liam Hemsworth for him.
Oh, I could see that.
I don't know.
Okay, so Liam Hemsworth
For Tamlin.
I could see that. The only thing is, depending on how far you've read, like you gotta really be able to love him too,
Right.
you know. And I
Right.
don't know if I can love Liam like that. I don't know.
I know. I could love the last song, Liam. You remember that?
Yes,
But like recent Liam, I don't think so.
I could see Liam as Lucian a little bit, kind of, because I just don't know if I put him on Tamlin level.
I know.
Like I mean, he's got to be able to be like a beast, you
beast.
know. But like, I don't know
Yeah,
if I don't see
I know.
that. I could see. I'm terrible with names. Absolutely terrible with names. I could see the guy from Sons of Anarchy. The main guy. I don't know his name. Just the
don't know
blonde
his
hair and the
name either.
gruffness. But I know.
Is
I
he the
know-
one with like the braided beard? Is that him?
Maybe later on. I don't remember. I didn't watch the whole series. I
like
just
a
think of like the
beast of a
tough,
guy.
the beat.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I think it's contradictory because in the book, he's supposed to be really beautiful, right?
Right.
I mean, they're all supposed to be beautiful.
When he takes off his mask or whatever.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about the mask.
Yeah.
That was the main point of the book one, and I'm forgetting.
I will never get over the fact that when I looked up ACOTAR fan cast / fan art
Yeah.
of Feyre and Tamlin, all of it popped up and it was Feyre and Rhysand, and
Oh.
I got so
Yeah.
upset.
I made my husband tell me, or when I made him read the book, I'm like, do not look up any fan art. And he laughed at me. He's like, when have I ever done that? But I'm like, just in general, don't do it because it's going to ruin it for
Yeah.
you. And But it was frustrating because I'm big on fan art
Right.
because I want to
It
have
helps. It helps so much.
I want to have a picture of
Yep.
it in my head. And so, yeah, I think that was really hard. I've seen some really good like fan casting out there though, that I think could be done really well.
Yeah.
I just don't. Oh, you know who else could be a good Tamlin? The main guy. Oh my gosh, from Outlander.
Oh,
I think he could be really good.
I could totally see
I
that.
could see that.
I could
gorgeous.
absolutely see that. And he's got the long hair
He's
going.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
But he's also got like that
The
fierceness,
masculinity.
But he's beautiful.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Okay, Jessica.
Okay. Him versus Henry Cavill. Because that's all.
Yeah, right.
That's all I got, you know? But then like same with the Outlander, the production of it, I think it could be done well.
Right.
I just don't know if it will be,
Right.
you know, because there's some things that are better left
Just untouched.
right. That's like, and I know this is another tangent, but like I've heard a lot about the Harry Potter series being remade. That
Why?
kind of breaks my heart.
Why?
Could it be done well? Sure. But it's been done well.
Yeah.
You know, it's not something that had never been touched before or anything like that. And so the fact that they're going back to it, and not only that, it hasn't even been that long.
It hasn't. If it was like 50 years ago, then that makes sense.
Yeah, like Wizard of Oz, Wicked,
But
all
this
these
was
things that
not.
have come out. But like this is what, 20 years, 25 maybe?
Not even.
No, I'm not that old, y'all. 20 years?
Gosh,
They just had
probably.
the anniversary.
Yeah, probably only
during-
20 years.
But it's not.
Like the actors and actresses are like in their like late 30s
Yes,
and 40s.
they're just now having children and
Right.
everything. And it's like, you're already wanting to reintroduce the next generation. I'm like, there are so many different realms that you can go down instead of touching
Right.
the actual. I mean, there are so many
Because
different
how do you
paths.
ever picture anybody other than those
I don't.
actors and actresses?
I don't.
You can't.
They were perfect. Like they were perfect.
They
for the
were those
role.
characters.
Yeah, and they grew up with it. And so
Yep.
there are some things that I think, because I know like second adaptions of things
Yeah.
are getting really popular right now,
They're running out of ideas. I feel
which
like.
is so sad.
You know?
Have you seen all the books on our TBR list? Like there's plenty
So-
of content
yes,
out there.
So many.
Can we not touch it? That's
Right.
like redoing Friends all over again.
That's exactly right. You just
Why
can't.
touch something that was perfect in its moment, in its time? It had a time and place. Find something new.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, there's just too much out there. So I'm a little bit sad about that. I don't know what's going to
I
come
didn't
of
know that
that.
was happening.
Yeah, it's been big on there. I don't know what's going to come of it, but I know like the two big conversations right now are ACOTAR, whether will it, won't it,
Right.
and then Harry Potter, will it, won't it. It's like, can we
Oh,
just not for
yeah.
either? Or if you're going to do, I don't want a new Harry Potter at all. But for ACOTAR, I don't know.
Yeah.
It would heavily depend on how they produce it, in my
Yep.
opinion,
Yep.
and like
And
how
who
much
plays.
money. Yeah,
And who plays who?
yeah. Which is hard because you're also signing on for
Yeah. A
a
long,
long time. So a lot of our dream casts are going to kind of age out at that point.
Well, Henry Cavill, not that I should know any
Oh.
of this, he just had a baby. So is he going to agree to this huge long project when he
Right.
just had a baby? I don't know.
because the books are still coming.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, it's like we have
2026.
5.
What is it? The sixth?
The sixth one.
Avatar?
Mm-hmm. And so it's like Harry Potter. They took them 9
Yeah.
years to film. So finding someone that can do that well, I don't know. I don't know how I feel.
And they're
about
supposed to
it.
be immortal, right?
Yeah,
500
they never
years old.
age. You're like, oh, don't we all wish we had
Season
that?
8 comes along and you're like, you have definitely aged.
Yeah, you sir are not 100 years, or you look 100 years older than you did last season. But I don't know. So I mean, I'm excited for. I think there's going to be some great book adaptions coming into films in 2025. Don't know about TV series. A lot of that's up in the air right now, but I don't know. I think there's a lot of good dreamcasts out there.
Yeah.
And there's definitely a lot of books I wish were movies that aren't even remotely on our radar or on the radar out
I'm
there.
ready for some of these like romances that we read to be starting, to be made into movies.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but like the rom-coms that have been out and published produced lately have just not been hitting
I know.
for me.
I know.
The only one recently that I remotely liked was Anyone But You.
Yes.
Because it reminded me of like a nostalgic 90s rom-com.
Yep.
They didn't touch anything that they shouldn't have. They stuck to the traditional route of a rom-com, and it was great,
I
you
know.
know?
I know. I'm telling you, any book of Abby Jimenez,
Yes.
again, could be a movie.
I heard rumors.
Really?
Rumors.
I hope they're true
I
because
know.
I love her. No, but I'm ready to see some of these books that are like easily 5 stars. Even like I think we recently just read The 7 Year Slip, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that could be a fun premise.
That could be fun.
That could like there's some books
Like even as a TV series,
yes,
you know?
I actually have some books that I don't necessarily rate that high, but I'm like, this would be a fantastic book. Or, I mean, a movie or
Yeah.
TV series. And I think that with like 7 Year Slip, I loved it. I don't think it was a 5 star for me, but I'm like, this could be a really
Right.
cool premise of,
Right.
some of that.
Totally agree.
Yeah, there's
Totally
a lot
agree.
like that. So to go back and redo things, I'm like, come on, there's so much material out there still. So yeah, as these movies come out, we will definitely come back on here and review them, rank them, see what we thought of the overall production. But so far, this is kind of our dream scenario of what we hope
Absolutely.
to happen.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we're very excited. I mean, can't wait to hear more about Verity's release. That's going to be crazy. And we'll follow up with y'all next time on what we think.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.